What if I told you the most dangerous manipulator in your life around you is not cold, isn't heartless, but someone who understands you deeply, who shows you empathy like no one else does around you? They read your emotions, sense your pain, and then use it against you to control you. In psychology, we call this type the dark empath. Now, in today's video, we are going to break this topic down into different parts. What a dark empath means, how to spot one, and why it matters the most in today's life. I am Mind Trainer Siddharth, your psychologist, your therapist, and believe me, this topic is as fascinating as it is unsettling. A dark empath is someone who scores really high on empathy and really scores high in this particular skill. However, who also has traits of what psychologists refer to as Dark Triad. Now, this Dark Triad has three types of personality types. First is the narcissist, who knows the skill of manipulation like no one else does. The narcissist also has the need to feel superior. The second aspect is Machiavellianist, who has manipulative and cunning skills. The third one is the psychopath, who has lack of guilt and remorse. Now, the dark empath really understands your emotions, can get into your shoes and understand what you are going through. But rather than helping you, they will turn the tables and use your emotions or your behavior for their own betterment or for their own motives. Now, the dark empaths aren't always obvious. They come across as sensitive, charming. However, below this particular facial expression, there is a hidden strategy. They can use emotional intelligence as a tool like no one else can. They might guilt trip you, but make it sound like love. They remember your insecurities and bring them up when you are in a vulnerable state. They apologize just to keep control, but they really never change. Because they can read emotions so well, their manipulation is surgical, and you might never understand the real difference between a dark empath and a normal person. Now, let's get to the point of how do we spot a dark empath, and let's look at some red flags that we can see around us. The first red flag is that they mirror your emotions, however, later on use them against you. You often feel guilty around these people for things that you never did. Now, these dark empaths are good at playing the victim card, however, they rarely take accountability. Now, one more red flag is that you feel drained, confused, and directionless after a particular conversation with these dark empaths. Now, let us look at the other side. We have till now noticed the red flags in a dark empath and what a dark empath really means and what are the negative sides. However, let us also look at the positive aspect now. Now, not all dark empaths are evil masterminds. Some of them are really ready for therapy. They are ready to reflect when they are shown the mirror or when they are asked to self-introspect. But given the fact that psychology has a stigma around it and counseling sessions have stigma around it, most of the dark empaths are themselves feeling some sort of insecurity, or they have their own trauma that they are unwilling to open up about or share, and that is the reason why they don't want to reflect. Maybe they have learned to use the emotional awareness and the emotional intelligence as just a weapon, and they do not want to share their own vulnerable side. Now, let's come to the last part of the video. We have seen a lot about dark empath and who they really are. Now, if you are around someone who shows these symptoms, which I told you in this particular video, you should be very careful as to how much you need to speak with these people. Boundaries are your main friends over here. Be mindful of how you feel after interactions. Are you always apologizing to these people? Do you often feel small around them? Trust your emotions, your feelings, trust yourself, have confidence on yourself, follow the patterns of the dark empath who is showing his symptoms, and walk away freely. Do not get entangled into his created drama. Emotional intelligence of the other person should make you feel safe and should make you feel comfortable for a healthy life. Someone else's emotional intelligence or his or hers applied emotional intelligence should not make you suffocate, should not be a baggage on you. Now, if you have realized in this video, I have not given any example of a dark empath. I have opened this topic for you to comment in the comment section and to let me know what type of dark empaths you have come across, if any, and in case you were able to get rid of them. If you really like this video, please give it a like, share and subscribe this channel for more psychological terminologies, and I'll be there around in the next video.